Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm Dorothy Morgan, professional astrologer. We're going to talk about the astrology for June 27th, which is Monday, June 27th. It's the day before the new moon, and I've already put that new moon forecast out because I like that to be out for a few days ahead of time. That one did create an awful lot of waves. I'm not going to go into it, but everybody has their own opinion, and there we are. And yeah, since this is my channel, I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about, and we're going to talk about astrology. And we're going to do it in the way I want to do it. And then we're going to do astrology dice. And then we're going to do a card. So let's look at what June 27th is all about, because we are at that balsamic lunar phase. And I don't know why I'm obsessed with the balsamic lunar phase, but to me, it's super karmic, and not in a negative way. I don't want you to think of karma as negative. Now, of course, it can be if that's what you're drawing, right? But the energy of this lunar phase, and I say the balsamic phase, that's the name of this phase. That's the official astrological name of it. People call it a waning crescent in the astronomy world. But so needless to say, this final phase, which is one of 8, we haven't got to the new moon yet. That new moon is on the 28th, and it is at 10:52 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Again, that forecast is already out. I'll connect it. I don't know, it's either here or here. So as we're working in this lunar phase right now, before the new moon, it is about letting things go. It's about the balsamic phase is about releasing, excuse me, it's about distilling information, like really compiling things and really getting down to the nitty-gritty of what's going on. This is a period in the month, every single month, where we should be in, doing a lot of introspection. All right. And I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to talk about the astrology that I see. And there we are. Let's move my face out of the way. I've just started at 5 in the morning. I have an animated chart here, so I'm going to do that too, just before sunrise. So before sunrise on the East Coast of the United States, we have the moon and Mercury conjunct at 16 Gemini. That's pretty wonderful. That's where my Venus is, 16 Gemini. So what this tells us, especially when we're at the balsamic lunar phase, that means the moon is less than 45 degrees behind the sun, which it is, because it's in Gemini. The sun's in Cancer. Cancer is ahead of Gemini. So that just means we are processing information that we receive. Are we going to take it personally? We are. We take things in, but then we need to process these things. Oh, look at that. I don't have Chiron in here. I wanted to have Chiron. Let me pop him back in. I have Eris in there too. Eris is causing us a lot of trouble these days. We're going to put Chiron back in. Sure, I'll throw Eris back in. If I talk about him or not, I don't know. Here's Chiron at 16 Aries. This means today, June 27th, while the moon is in that balsamic phase, the moon is in the phase of releasing as much as possible and just coming, and again, just getting down to the nitty gritty. And you don't have to be a drinker to understand this, but distilling is what we do. I don't do it. It's what people do when they take, a lot of liquid and they process it for a very long time, and it distills and it condenses down to something that is very, very minute compared to what it started with, but very dense. All right. And they do that with hard liquors, some of them, not all of them. And so when we have this balsamic phase, that's what we're doing. And since this balsamic phase, the moon right now is in the sign of Gemini with its ruler, Mercury in Gemini, this is creating that we are really honing in on what is important to you, to me. It's our individual process. All right. So that's what we're doing on Monday, the 27th. Now, having it in that sextile aspect, meaning it is within 60 degrees of where Chiron is, that means there is something that some of us can process that is very healing, has a very healing component to it. This can also speak to some of the things that are being activated with what's going on here in the United States right now. So many people will be activated, and we'll all be activated and or triggered in our own ways. And it brings that to the surface. So, As individuals, we as individuals can process what is coming up. And then as a collective, that's a whole different story, because as a collective, we do have Mars and Eris. She's the lady of chaos. Mars and Aries creates energy and movement and individualism. So there is, once again, tons of division. Everybody knows what their own beliefs are, and that's perfectly fine. However, it creates a lot of stress and tension. And then when we get to that new moon coming up Tuesday night, the 28th, then, the process of that is our emotions, our family, and of course, it's very family oriented. Oh, we're in a very tricky place right now here in this country. And whether that is personal to you or not is a whole nother story. Personally for me, things have calmed down. Like I said, I've had a few people read me the riot act about the new moon forecast. Go check it out. However, and that's fine. It is what it is. I don't mind. However, not everybody is responding to this. People are looking at this as well as opportunity for something new and better to happen. I'll tell you, Pluto's breaking down the old ways of things being. So we absolutely, over a period of time, have an opportunity to create something that is more, that is better than what we've had in the past. And you can put that into any subject that is on your mind right now. All right. So balsamic lunar phase, June 26th and all the way through June 27th. Actually, I said that wrong. June 27th into June 28th. All right. Balsamic lunar phase until we get to the new moon. So allow things, just process things. You don't need to add anything new to your list. Process and let things come down to one or two things that you really want to focus on. Neptune is also stationary today, the 27th, and tomorrow, the 28th. So with Neptune stationary in Pisces, we could still be feeling like a lot of unsure and not certain what direction is happening. And again, that's very true for some people. I'm going to get out in the water. It's going to rain here. It's going to rain here on the 27th. I'm recording this on the 26th. Can you tell? And I'm tired because I was out on the water. I did a lot of kayaking today, and I just slipped on this pretty white sweater because I'm hot and I'm sweaty under here. It's in the 90s today, and I spent a lot of time on the water and in the sun, so I'm feeling pretty wiped out. So forgive my little errors. All right, next we're going to do the astro dice. Okay, so the astro dice are these, and what this usually is like, what's an extra message? So we're going to it's a roll of the dice. It's just a random thing, but it's like just picking a random tarot card. What is an extra message that, Spirit wants us to know? So I did roll them while I was talking, and it is the sun in Aries in the 11th house is what showed up. So the sun represents collectively, because this is a collective reading, collectively the ego essence of it in Aries. So everybody thinks they're right. In the 11th house represents the groups. So again, we seem to be this group of people. I'm right. I'm going to hang out with these people that I know, or I'm right. I'm hanging out with these people I know. Well, one thing I did today, and this person's going to know who this person is. I hung out with somebody this afternoon that, we had a little falling out a few years back because we had a big difference of opinion about something. And we've finally gotten beyond that, which is very nice because we've been friends for such a long time. So we just needed a break. And we got it. And today I got to hang out with her, and it was very nice. And it's like old times and water under the bridge. So, and we still have differences of opinion. However, we can treat each other with honor and respect and enjoy each other's company as friends. And that's what we're going to do. So the sun in Aries in the 11th house is what we have in common with groups of people. The sun in Aries is what I want for me. So the roll of the dice, in essence, is asking us to pull some things together so you can get back or connect or reconnect with those that means people that mean something to you. And again, still in that balsamic lunar phase Monday and almost all of Tuesday, you know, we are releasing a lot of things, letting go of old pain, old hurt. The moon and Mercury sextiling Chiron. Let's remove that old pain and that old hurt. And what's the card that shows up? We have two birds, one on each side. Eagle medicine, it represents, you know, having a sharp eye and really seeing a bigger picture. And the eagle is the symbol for the United States, of course. And that's where I'm at. So I am going to focus on that. How can I not? So it's about seeing the bigger picture. But the owl medicine showed up on the other side. So that's ancient knowledge, and that's wisdom. And that's the knowledge of taking your time and really just engaging in what you know is the truth. So let me grab the right card here. It's owl medicine, not owl wisdom. They're both. They're eagle medicine and owl medicine. So knowing and seeing the bigger picture is what we get with this one. And this one is the wisdom that we have. And it also, in a sense, since owls, not all owls are nocturnal, but the majority of them are. And that also is this lunar phase that we're in, where the moon has very little reflective light. So we have this opportunity to really go within and still identify what it is that as individuals we want and need, but to really to look at what's most important for you. All right. That's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow will be that new moon forecast. So if I have anything additional to talk about, I will post another video before the new moon. All right. Take good care, everybody. Blessings and namaste.